Have you ever noticed how often people talk about the Antichrist, like a mysterious figure waiting somewhere in the shadows? Someone powerful, deceptive, destined to take over the world. But what if the Bible was never warning us about just one man? What if it was showing us something far more present, a spirit, a pattern, a way of thinking that's been shaping the world since the very beginning? Today we're exploring that idea, the spirit of the Antichrist, not a man, but a mindset. The word Antichrist doesn't appear in Revelation like most people think. It actually shows up in the letters of John. John writes that many antichrists have already come. 1 John chapter 2, John describes the Antichrist as anyone or anything that denies Jesus as the Son of God, or replaces his truth with another. It's not only the rejection of Christ, it's the replacement of Christ. That's the heart of this mindset, where Christ says, "Not my will, but yours be done." The spirit of Antichrist says, "Not your will, mine." Throughout history, that spirit has worn many faces. While Scripture points to an ultimate, final Antichrist to come, the patterns have been with us since the beginning. In every era, deception has dressed itself up as truth. From ancient philosophies that replaced divine wisdom with human reasoning, to modern systems that teach truth is whatever you feel, the pattern hasn't changed. Deception doesn't usually announce itself, it whispers, it flatters, it looks like progress. Often, it doesn't demand that we hate God, it simply tempts us to forget Him. In 2 Thessalonians, Paul writes about a figure who exalts himself above all that is called God. That's not just about ego, it's about replacing the Creator with the creation. Every empire, ideology, or movement built on human pride shares the same DNA: we will be our own gods. Revelation describes a world where people can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. That's an image of forced allegiance, not just economic control, but moral control. The spirit of Antichrist thrives wherever conformity is rewarded and conviction is punished. From the earliest church to now, those who hold fast to truth often pay a price. Jesus told his followers plainly, "If the world hates you, remember that it hated me first." John chapter 15, the spirit of Antichrist doesn't always show up as violence. Sometimes it's the slow erosion of courage. The quiet pressure to just stay silent, to not offend, to blend in. Another recurring theme, a promise of unity, safety, or peace, but always at the expense of truth. History shows us that some of the most dangerous systems didn't start with war, they started with peace. Peace that demanded silence. Peace that said, you don't need to believe, just comply. When you step back, you can see the pattern clearly: deception, pride, control, persecution, false peace. This isn't just random human behavior, it's a structure. A spiritual architecture that's been under construction since the fall. That's why John calls it the spirit of Antichrist, not the personality. Some believe that one day a final Antichrist, a single leader, will rise and embody all of this. But even before that, the groundwork is already here. Paul wrote that the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, meaning, the final deception won't appear out of nowhere, it will grow out of the soil we're already standing on. It's easy to hear all this and feel overwhelmed, like darkness is closing in. But that's not what this message is about. Because for every counterfeit, there's a real thing. If there's a spirit of Antichrist at work in the world, there's also the spirit of Christ, alive, powerful, and unbreakable. Take a moment and think about your own world, the spaces you move through every day. Where do you see deception presented as enlightenment? Where do you feel the pull to conform instead of stand firm? Those aren't accusations, they're invitations to clarity. Because the spirit of Antichrist isn't out there somewhere in the distance, it's in the choices we make, the truths we defend, the voices we follow. The Bible never ends these warnings with fear, it ends them with hope. Because the story doesn't belong to the Antichrist, it belongs to Christ. And maybe, that's what this moment in history is calling for again. Not panic. Not conspiracy. But discernment, courage, and truth that refuses to bend. Thank you for listening to the Spirit of the Antichrist, not a man, but a mindset. If this spoke to you, share it, discuss it, question it, reflect on it. Because the more we understand the patterns shaping our world, the more clearly we can see the one who stands above them all. Until next time, stay awake, stay grounded, and stay in truth.